Hi everyone, so it's Holly with Missouri River Soap, and I have some soap to cut here, so I thought maybe you'd like to come along. This one is Tickled Pink, and it is a love spell type, and it's just so pretty. Oh, I cleaned my cutter with some alcohol. It's still a little wet right there. Clean that up. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut this first bar here. Oh, it's pretty. I really like that. And I have just a little gold swirl on the top. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Wish I would have done a video so I would have remembered what I did. I'm pretty sure I know what I did. I just love how it's so delicate. And that is what I was going for, was just a delicate swirl. Yay! This is such a pretty scent. This is one of those scents that I did not like in the beginning when I started making soap, but it has really grown on me, and it's one of my favorites. I made some wax melts, and I've sent those out as some samples, but I was a little disappointed that my cat is allergic to this scent. We noticed that I was melting some downstairs, the wax melts, and my cat started sneezing. And she's fine with all the other wax, but she can't handle this wax. There's something, there's just something in this scent. It's definitely different. It's pretty, but it's different. So evidently whatever that note is what bothers her, because she's usually fine with everything. And as soon as we turned off the melters and the house started airing out a bit, she was fine. So anyway, that's something that some people do have issues with. Their cats don't like all the scent. And here's something that I keep in mind. I have a lot of critters downstairs where I do my testing. I have kids and dogs and cats. So it's just something to keep in mind. And I have had, I guess that's just an end piece. I have had customers say that their cats can't handle some scents, and so they quit melting. And so that's one reason why I'm okay with wax melts not being like blow you out of the room strong. I probably just cut too wide of a chunk. Oh my word, it is just so pretty. I just stopped to clean up and take a picture because I forgot that I already have a picture for this video I took yesterday. Wow, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Love it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful soap. I've cut back on some of my batch size for right now, just so that I don't have a whole bunch sitting around for a really long time. I would just rather remake it. Sometimes I just don't know what's gonna sell. And things I think I like are the things that don't sell, and things I don't like are the things that sell. And sometimes we just all like everything, and sometimes some of us just don't like much of anything. So I would just rather make a bunch of different soaps in smaller batches than just to be so contained to, putting so much supplies into one really large batch of soap. I'd rather just turn them around and have plenty of room on my shelf and go again for the next one. So this is finishing up the Tickled Pink scent. And this will be available February 1st. I will probably just release earlier in the day, no specific time, just whatever works best for me. So I'm gonna move right into the Cherry Kiss, and this is a remake, and it's different every single time I make it, and I am okay with that. I just think it's fun to do different things. Ooh, that's pretty. I like it. So I mixed 3 different pinks and then tried to just mix some of that white in with the pink, and then I did just the dollops on the top. There's no glitter. I feel like the older I get, the less I use glitter. And there's a lot of people out there that don't like glitter. And so I'm learning not to glitter everything. And I just think that has to do with probably my age also. Oh, this is probably my favorite batch ever. I love it. I love you. I love you so much. You're so pretty. Oh, goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't deal. I just can't deal. They're so pretty. Gosh. I'm pretty excited about all the soaps that I've got coming up for February. And I have a lot of wax melts that are going to be made very, very soon. This week I plan to get everything done so they can have a nice cure on them. I do plan to make a video for the wax. I know I always say I'm going to do it, and I very rarely actually make wax videos. And I try to say I'm going to try, or I have plans to, but I just don't always do it. But I'm going to try for you. I have a lot of plans for some fun shapes for the February release, so I'll try to do something like that. I completely work in a whole nother table, and area where I can spread out on my table is stained with dye and everything, and I don't worry about making a mess of any of my other tables. So that's why it's a little bit more difficult to get my operation going. Now, when you don't clean off the wire with each one, you can get a little bit of that, you know, pink is up here on the edge, but we plane all those edges and bevel edges, so it just all comes off then anyway, so it's not a huge thing. Holy wow, I just love it, and I love this scent. Just love it. It's like a cherry with a little vanilla and some grape. Nice. I just love cleaning up the soap bars too. It always makes them so much, they make them so smooth, and it just cleans everybody up so nice. I am just giddy with this batch. I hope you guys are loving it as much as I am. I feel like this is just the Cherry Kiss batch for me. I could have done embeds. You know, I'm just not an embed soaper. You probably have figured that out. It's not my thing, so I'll leave it for you awesome people that do that. But I can imagine it would have been cute with a little cherry and all that. But I don't use melt and pour, and I don't use it on my soap because the cold process needs to breathe, whereas the melt and pour has to be closed up tight so it doesn't get condensation. And where I am, I can't really avoid all that condensation, so it really just doesn't work out. I'm really kind of getting in the way here. Can I go this direction and we all be happy with the lines? I'm not sure. We'll see. So anywho's that's the story there. So curing, I'm going to look over here on my curing rack. Somebody had asked for cinnamon heart soaps, and I have those made. I've got 1900 Magnolia salt soaps, lemon rose water salt soaps. We have margarita lime salt soaps. What other? Pink grapefruit salt soaps. You should have seen that in my video already. If you have not, I suggest you go back and watch it. And I did try the Harmony salt soaps, but they seized really badly. I'll go grab some soaps here in a minute, and then I can show you some of this. we'll just have a little show and tell at the end. And I have a cool water type I called Glacier Pass. Wildberry Blizzard is coming back. A little different design on that one. Oh, Figgy Cream is over here, needing to be cut. So I might grab one of those. Ooh, I did not cut that very well there at the end. That will be a doozy to clean up. We're getting a little gunky. I'm gonna stop and clean up a bit. Okay, so this one here is a champagne scent. And I did it basically the same design as the Tickle Pink. My goal was just this real pale, fine, delicate swirl. I'd say I got that. Sometimes my camera overexposes light colors a bit. So hopefully it's all right. And this one is a little different. I'm not always attracted to champagne, and so I don't tend to make it very often, but this was a very popular, very well rated fragrance oil, so I decided to go ahead with it. I've made a kiwi champagne, kiwi fizz I think I called it. Sometimes I make pomegranate with champagne for wax. That always turns out really nice. Call that pomegranate pop. I didn't even make that this holiday season. Totally forgot. Didn't even think about it. So there's that. Invariably, I'm going to be asked, if I don't say it on this video, why I don't have a multi-cutter. And honestly, it's because I don't need it. If I have any extra funds, I love to buy supplies. I'd rather buy fragrance oils and essential oils and molds than to save up for a multi-cutter. When I'm talking to you, it goes a little bit slower. And my son also helps, and my husband helps, and we just whip through it. And so we have a really good soap cutter. So as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. We'll just keep cutting soap. We do make some big batches, and sometimes it takes a little bit, but as of yet, I've not been inclined to get one. I've thought about starting a GoFundMe page for all the people that want me to do things different than I do them. I'm willing to do things a little bit different if you're willing to pay for it. A couple of times I've mentioned that, they were like, no thank you. Like, that's what I thought. So anyway, I'll just do it my way because I'm the one doing it. And I like to cut soap, and I like to chat with you about cutting soap. And while I'm cutting soap, if I were to just be like, well then what? Then where's the chat time? Chat time's gone. So I'll just have a little different channel is all. I love watching people cut soaps in all different ways. Always loved to watch Celine. It was always my favorite to watch cut soap. But then there was always that chattiness, and there was Titch was there with her chatting, and I just love that. And I just think that's a thing. It's a thing to enjoy the chatting and feel like you're sitting there with them and just kind of being together. Even though it's not in real time, we're still kind of together. You know what I mean? Okay, so I think I will switch over to the Figgy Cream. Move down just a hair. So Figgy Cream is just one I do all the time. I don't switch it up. I have switched it up, but I prefer not to switch it up. I did used to make it with jojoba beads in the white part, but that wasn't very easy on some people's skin. Some people can't handle the jojoba, so I decided just to take those out because it was such a classic scent. Oh, so good. So good. Anyway, this is probably my favorite Cream of Cacao is up there, and Patchouli Rain. I love Cherry Kiss. I love all the soaps I make for the most part. Maybe this champagne maybe kind of like, maybe it's like a little bit down on the list. Oh, good grief. My dog's wound tight, I guess. And he is downstairs. Don't ever worry. There are no animals ever in my soap studio. Children, rarely. So you just don't have to worry about them being around soap making. You don't have to worry about animals being around here. I'm very conscientious about that stuff, but he is right beneath me, most likely, in the dining room looking out the window. So I'm going to cut just a little bit more off of this loaf, and I'll probably get to these here in a moment, but maybe not on the video. Or maybe I'll just do a little silent section at the end for the people that enjoy just the silent soap cutting. But I do want to show you a few things, so hang in there because I'm going to show you a few things. All right, let's break here. Let me move this, and I will bring the things I want to. Okay, so now for my show and tell portion. I wanted to show you what's coming up for the February release, what I also have curing. So in main soaps, I have Wild Berry Blizzard. I just did it a little bit differently this time, and it's trying to discolor just a little bit more this time than it did last. The edges actually get a little weird, but that planes off and it's just gone. So I don't know. I also have, this is the Glacier Pass, I guess I called it, a cool waters type. I just realized I didn't grab two soaps. So these aren't cleaned up yet, so they're a little rough. I have Anise Essential Oil soap. Now this one turned out quite a bit different. My batter was quite thin and I used too much black, so it kind of ended up gray, but it smells amazing. And then this is a lavender, just a simple soap, and I'll clean those all up. You can tell they're a little bit smaller. I keep them a little smaller than my main. Okay, so then I have, well, I'll show you the Cinnamon Heart. So this is going to be the Cinnamon Heart, and I can't even tell you how good they smell. This was a great idea. Most cinnamons are not body safe, so you really have to pay attention to that. But, oh, come on. This is just so good. And then this was the salt soap I did in the video. It did pale out because the salt soap, being coconut oil, is very white. So, and then you get a little bit of overexposure there, and it's just kind of hard to see the swirl, but it is definitely there. This is 1900 Magnolia, and I love this one. This is my Blackberry and Magnolia scent. I call it 1900 Magnolia. There's a story. I'll link that video if you're interested. We have, this is Lemon Rose Water salt soap. So everything shaped here is salt except for the cinnamon. That's not a salt soap, but this is a salt soap, salt soap, salt soap. And then this one is Margarita salt soap, and it smells so good, and I love the color. Just turned out perfect. And then this is the Salted Caramel. Now this one's gonna look a little bit weird because it's trying to change color. I did color it with a copper just to get it going, but it's working on discoloring, but it's kind of looking a little bit odd, if you know what I mean. Smells amazing though, just amazing. Now let's update on the unicorn soap. I had a lot of people say, well, I would still buy it, use it for embeds, etc. That is true, except for, as I mentioned in the video, it does not smell very good. It's just, I don't know, it's like my unicorn scent meets the inside of latex gloves. It's just not very nice. It has a ton of ash, and it darkened quite a bit. And I think it's, so the scent itself, I can't work with it in soap because I'm not gonna make a soap that stinks, obviously. But as far as the design, I would like to do it again with a white base. And as far as, you know, I could have put it as a wonky if the scent had worked out, but it didn't. So that's the story. I'm popping in from the future to show you the Harmony salt soaps because I totally forgot to show it to you in that portion there. So I've made Harmony salt soaps before and I did okay. I had to move quickly. This time it completely seized up, and floral fragrances will do that sometimes. It'll accelerate trace so much that you're basically scooping it out and squishing it with your hands, with gloves on obviously, into the mold. And so that's how mine turned out. A little bit weird, quite messed up. These are a couple of the better looking bars, I do believe. But anyway, that's what a seizing fragrance will do. So what I will do is I used up the last of the fragrance, so I will have to repurchase the fragrance when I have the opportunity, and I'll make it again and I'll just make the adjustments. Alright guys, back to the past. That's my show and tell. I will move all this again and then just finish up with a little bit of silent cutting. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.